Are you a musician? Are you in Berlin or planning a trip there? Have you ever dreamed of performing live? I bet I've just described you, and if it is so, you came to the right place. Because by the end of this video, you will know all about the hottest clubs in Berlin where musicians can perform completely for free. And even sometimes walk away with a little gift from the club. Intrigued? Let's get started. When I arrived in Berlin, I was clueless. I didn't know where to perform, when to perform, or even what to perform. On top of that, I didn't speak a word of German, which was a pain in the ass. I didn't know anyone either. All I knew was that Berlin is capital of techno. And of Germany, of course. So naturally, I turned to YouTube and searched where to perform Berlin. And guess what I found? Absolutely nothing. Just tons of tourist advice, food reviews, and generic blah blah blah. Nothing that could help musicians like me to find the right places to perform at. So I decided to take matters into my own hands. I explored dozens of clubs, wasted hours missing the registration deadlines, about which I will talk a bit later, and dealt with my fair share of stubborn hosts. All to figure out the absolute best spots from 1,000 given. And remembering how overwhelmed I felt at the start, I decided to create an ultimate free guide, just for you, my fellow musicians. Now, my name is Alex Glasgow and I'll be your guide today. Get ready to save yourself a month of research and headaches, and let's get started.
First up, we have Kinostuben, the oldest guy on our list.
Located at on LA 92, this place has been around for over 45 years. Despite this fact, it has preserved character, style, and trust me, it's structurally sound enough to handle your concert.
Now, to make it easier for you, I'll compare all the clubs in our list based on a set of essential parameters that I've learned from my personal experience.
Take a moment to check them. They are the key to understanding what makes each venue unique. Alright, Kinostuben has almost no instruments except for a charmingly old piano. It is pretty small but doesn't make it hard to play. However, if you kindly ask the sound engineer, he might lend you his acoustic guitar.
I did the same, so I know.
What truly amazed me here is the sheer energy. This place is packed with musicians and enthusiastic listeners. You'll feel the buzz as you make your way to the stage. This venue attracts people of all age groups, but you'll notice a slight edge for adults and young folks in the crowd.
Let's talk about freebies.
If you perform, Kinostuben will reward you with a voucher for a free drink, beer, wine, or a soft drink. Cool? Yeah!
When I first performed there, I didn't know about this perk, so it was such a delightful surprise. Now for the vibe. And trust me, it is pivotal, because it sets the tone of the music, which works best in the club.
Kinostuben has a cozy living room feel. Picture a small stage, warm lighting, artwork on the walls. It's intimate and homey, perfect for that personal touch during your performance.
There are two standout features you should know about. Firstly, while they give out vouchers for free drinks, they also request donations during the show. And they're quite polite but persistent about it.
Secondly, if you are an established musician in Berlin, you can apply to be the special artist of the night. You will be given twice more time to perform. Your name will be the largest on the blackboard, so people will know whom to follow on Instagram, and club will share half of the donations it has received. Anyways, it is a famous place in Berlin, so I would recommend performing here.
The second venue on our list is a bar and a concert space, Art Stalker.
And let me tell you, this place stands out as the most controversial spot we are covering today.
But first, let's break it down step by step.
Unlike Kinostuben, Art Stalker is a goldmine for bands and musicians needing equipment. It boasts 2 guitar amps, 2 keyboards, and even drum kit, making it a perfect setup for group performances. Now let's talk capacity. This venue is massive and absolutely packed with people when events are in full swing. Art Stalker is the second largest venue on our list, and when you perform there, you experience a genuine full-scale concert vibe. When I performed there were 4 other musicians rocking the stage alongside me, plus a pianist just off stage. Sounds amazing, right? Well, it definitely is.
But here comes the controversial part.
While the musicians represent a mix of ages, 99% of the audience are older adults. At first, I thought it was one-off, but after chatting with other musicians, they confirmed that's just how it is here.
But here's the twist. It's those very 99% who bring an unmatched energy and engagement to the performances. Seriously, I have never seen an audience this lively anywhere in Berlin. If you want an enthusiastic and responsive crowd, this is your spot. However, keep in mind that Arts Talker has standards, and if you are still refining your skills, they might ask you to practice a bit more and come back later. And the last parameter, but not the least important, is a free voucher for a drink.
And yes, it is provided. The selection remains the same: beer, wine, or a soft drink.
The only difference from Kinderstuben is if you change your mind and decide not to perform, they will ask you to donate something around €7. Now, onto the largest venue on our list, Prachtwerk. Hopefully I pronounced it right.
Unlike Arts Talker, Prachtwerk doesn't draw huge crowds. But the audience you'll find here mostly consists of young adults and grown-ups, making it a great spot for networking, if that's your goal. Here's the catch though, Prachtwerk isn't generous with equipment. You're expected to bring your own gear, even a drum kit if needed. This venue provides monitors, microphones, a keyboard, and that's it. So do not forget your guitar pedals, guys won't be able to help you. While Prachtwerk may lack instruments, its tech setup is impressive. Sound engineer has his own booth and a large console panel, which you can see on the big and loud concerts. Although, as the performers, we do not really care about this.
Even more noteworthy is the performer's dressing room.
Unlike other venues, Prachtwerk provides a spacious and comfortable room equipped with a cooler, a plush sofa, and an armchair. Perfect for relaxing with the wine after your set.
And yes, performers are treated to a free drink voucher here too. Now, this is crucial, pay close attention.
At Prachtwerk, you need to arrive at least 30 minutes before the stated registration time. I learned this the hard way after wasting 2 evenings showing up at the official time, 19:30, only to find out the list was already full.
Don't make the same mistakes, be early to secure your spot. The fourth thing in our list is the charming Locksmith Bar, a place with the potential far greater than its cozy hall can accommodate.
Similar in size to Kinderstuben, Locksmith is always buzzing with both musicians and eager listeners who are youngsters or adults. And just like Kinderstuben, it provides you with the acoustic guitar and a keyboard. But it has no monitors.
So be ready to play an acoustic version of any heavy songs you might have. And when I said Locksmith has potential, I was not exaggerating.
This bar is thin and tiny, with no stage giving it a true living room feel. It's intimate, personal, and feels as though you are performing at a family gathering on Christmas Eve. And despite its small size and homely atmosphere, Locksmith stands out because of its incredible host. The host is energetic and empathetic, and has an uncanny ability to turn even the simplest performance into a spectacular show.
Out of all the hosts I've seen, he is the best at creating a magical atmosphere. To sum it up, Locksmith is a special place in the Berlin music scene, cherished by those in the know. If you want an authentic musical experience in Berlin, that is your place. Now we're stepping into the most spiritual venue on our list. Offenes Zimmer translates to open room. It's not just a club, it's an experience.
Tucked away in a residential area in Western Berlin, Offenes Wohnzimmer has the most authentic living room vibe feel I've ever encountered. To give you an idea, before you even enter the room, you are required to take off your shoes. A mandatory tradition that sets the tone for this unique space. But despite its cozy atmosphere, Offenes Wohnzimmer is surprisingly well equipped. The selection includes 2 old nylon guitars, a small guitar amp, an old wooden piano, and even a couple of tribal drums.
So you can show them to hand it and still find something in store for you. Now, you could have assumed, since this place has so many instruments and even a guitar amp available, you can play even a heavy metal here. Wrong.
When I asked the hostess about music preferences at this place, I got a polite answer that as long as my music is acoustic, I can play whatever I want.
So metalheads and techno lovers, get ready to do an impossible thing.
The audience here is small and the room only half full most of the time. It's predominantly made up of older adults aged 45 and up.
And unlike our stalkers for the crowd, the listeners there are more reserved and laid back. What about the voucher?
Often Swansima does not offer a voucher for a free drink. That said, they do have a little bar counter and a refrigerator stocked with beer and soft drinks, but there is no little gift for you.
However, this place is perfect for living room vibe lovers, and if you're the one, definitely visit this place. Well, the next one is an upgraded version of Tsuma. As though this place was restructured for rock vibe lovers, and a bit of concert vibe was sprinkled on top.
Little stage, ladies and gentlemen, and it has a little stage for real, but a little stage for a band. If you play there in solo, it will feel quite deserted and lonely. The instrument arsenal is quite impressive. There is one Telecaster, a keyboard, one bass guitar, and electric drums, but the crowd size isn't as overwhelming. The venue is usually half-packed with young adults and those under 30.
Here's where things get exciting. At little stage, you might get lucky enough to play twice or even 3 times the usual 10-minute performance slot. Aren't you already there?
Another unique feature of this venue is the open-mindedness of its musicians. Little Stage is the only jam session on our list where you can truly experiment, improvise, and collaborate. It's the perfect place to build connections, share ideas, and find fellow musicians who resonate with your style.
But you are given a voucher here. Still, as we've just seen, benefits contribute to visiting this place. Alright, are you still with me? I hope that yes, because our final destination is also the most extraordinary.
Welcome to the controversial Madame Claudia, a bar like no other.
Honestly, it's worth visiting even if you're not playing, just to experience the peculiarity of the place. But let's come back to music.
Madame Claudia is not generous in terms of instruments, and you are given only a monitor for your performance. Bring the rest needed by yourself. But talking about liquor, things are substantially different. As a plain musician, you are gifted with a voucher for a free drink, which is below €5 in price. This venue is always packed, with the crowd so dense that you'll have to weave your way through just to reach the stage. Every floor seat is taken. The audience here consists mostly of young people with a few adults mixed in, making it a vibrant community perfect for networking.
It's no wonder though why Madame Claudia is so packed with crowd. It has one of the smallest performance spaces in the entire Berlin. Honestly, I wonder whether my room is bigger.
Therefore, I genuinely want to label this place with a living room vibe. The only thing that stops me is the kind of music guys play there. Visually, you are in the tiny rabbit hole, but what you hear pushes you step by step towards the concert feeling. So in the beginning you resist, but after a couple of songs, you surrender.
And that is why this place is so magical. Good job, Madame Claudia. And now, drumroll please, the most important part of this video, the ground rules for all the clubs in Berlin. These rules are universal, even for the clubs I didn't mention today. Rule number 1.
Registration at 19:30, performance at 20.
This is the standard schedule for most clubs. Sure, there might be some rare exceptions, but trust me, if you want to secure a spot, always show up at 19:30 sharp. But keep in mind, there is one special case, Prachtwerk. For this club, you'll need to arrive even earlier at 19:00 to make the list. Don't say I didn't warn you. Rule number 2.
You always play 10 minutes maximum.
Plan your setlist carefully to avoid being cut off mid-song and losing all the vibe you've worked so hard to build. And here's a solo tip how to do it.
Always stick to 2 songs.
That way, you'll comfortably stay within the time limit while delivering your best.
Right, folks, how are you feeling? I've just handed you the ultimate survival kit for your first time in Berlin. I tried to pack in as much valuable information as possible, at the same time keeping the focus on the essentials you need to know. I gave you all the tools, use them. And remember, while Berlin is known for its techno and eccentric fashion, there is so much more to discover. This city is a melting pot of different musical genres and fascinating people. Get out there, perform, collaborate, build connections. The Berlin music community is welcoming, international, and full of opportunities. I guarantee you find your people here and deeply enjoy this experience. I hope you found this video helpful. Support me with your thumbs up, and if you're interested in getting free backstage passes for a show of future rockstar, my advice, subscribe to this channel. My name is Alex Glasgow, and it's been my pleasure to guide you through the musical jungle of Berlin. Now, get out there, have fun, and peace out.